And welcome back to the Showroom Presents. You know, there's one really great thing about living here in Buffalo, right next to Niagara Falls, one of the biggest tourist attractions in the world. That is, we've got a Hard Rock Cafe. And Hard Rock Cafe is always involved with a lot of really cool things, and the folks with me here today are part of one of those cool things. Hard Rock Cafe has got an event they're right in the middle of right now called Hard Rock Rising, and it is a global battle of the bands. And anytime there's a battle like that, Western New York's got to be represented, right?
That's right.
The band we've got here today is called Dirty Smile, and they're one of 85 finalists for this Hard Rock Rising competition. And we're going to talk to them today, meet them a little bit, and give you a way to participate in voting to make them win the grand prize, which is a trip to where?
Rome.
Rome, Italy. How about that? So Buffalo, Western New York, we can be represented there. So welcome to the Kiosk Presents. We've got over here to my left is Gus Walters, and you're the rhythm guitar player, and I understand the main songwriter for a lot of the songs.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's Megan Brown. Megan, welcome.
Hello.
You are the vocalist.
Yes.
And with the most. And I know you said you've been here for a long time, but you actually came from
I came from Dallas, Texas 10 years ago.
deep in the heart of Texas, and she made her way to God's country up here in Western New York. So that's a good thing. And right here to my right, you're the drummer, Eric Eimiller.
That's
so
right.
Eric, welcome.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about you guys first, and then we'll talk more about hard rock and the contest. But how did Dirty Smile come together? What was the genesis?
Well, I guess, well, for me, from my end, I played in this funk band with a guy named Adam Smith. He was a drummer, and that kind of fell apart. And when it did, he told me that he had a few friends that he was jamming with and asked if I'd like to come out and try a couple of Gus's songs. So I met them, Gus and Adam, at Adam's apartment and sang a couple of Gus's songs. And originally I was supposed to be a backup singer, and that quickly changed.
It was like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Back up to Gus? Yeah. Oh, no.
That was an even worse idea.
Yeah, right.
And then, the rest of them already kind of knew each other, and it all fell in line. And recently, this past summer, Eric joined as our drummer. So, yeah, we're a dream team now.
Yeah.
And you guys are both Western New York natives, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Now, do you write pretty much all the music at this juncture, or?
In the beginning, pretty much all of it, but within the last year, we've all been contributing more and more. So now it's when anyone brings a concept, it absolutely gets Dirty Smile. Like it just takes on a whole nother.
Well, that would be that way with almost anything, I would think. I mean,
Right.
at first you're the songwriter, it's sort of your vision or whatever. But isn't it neat how I guess the magic happens when somebody can interpret what you write in a way that makes it all come together.
That's what's so amazing about these two, actually, is Gus's songs. I mean, it's all of our songs now. Megan's brought songs to the table, I brought songs to the table, our bass player Mike has. But this is like the perfect vehicle. I mean, his songwriting with her voice it's like perfect chemistry.
Great. And now, have you toured, or you pretty much stayed in the area while you've sort of been, getting this all to come together over the last few years?
We've stayed in the area so far. I hope that traveling happens.
Absolutely.
But for now, it's all about Western New York right now.
Well, and it's all one step at a time. I guess you've got a single out now that's on a couple of the channels, not all of them yet, but iTunes, right?
Yes.
And where else?
iTunes.
iTunes.
You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Amazon, right? And Pandora's on the way. They
In the
accepted the
works.
song.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's just not available yet, but it will be on Pandora. Also.
Spotify, we're on Spotify.
Spotify too.
Yeah.
And the single's called Siren?
Correct.
Siren.
And then you're working on a full-length LP. It's always so weird nowadays. Now, in my day, they went into a studio and they recorded on this big black thing called vinyl.
What is
And
that?
now, vinyl's sort of the end product. If everything else like sells a million zillion copies on iTunes or whatever, how is it so much different? It's probably not different for you. This is what you've grown up with, but how does it work? The recording and getting it out there.
We took our time. From 2011 to 2012, we were a basement band. We didn't really play at all. We just worked on our songs and the sound. We spent a lot of time doing that, which was pretty beneficial because it really, we helped to get real comfortable before we threw ourselves out in front of playing live.
Right.
And then, after that, we tried home recording a little bit, and it's just a lot of work on top of, more work. So,
Sure.
Then we just started playing live, and right before this competition happened, we were looking at studios in Buffalo, and GCR Studio is amazing. Justin Rose is a fantastic engineer there, and we decided to record this, be the first song off the LP, submit it to Hard Rock, and it's kind of better than we planned on it.
Right. Now, who among you kind of discovered the hard rock competition in the first place?
Well, friends of mine, about 4 years ago, they're in a band called More Than Me. Very close with them. I lived with the singer for a while. Joey is one of my best friends in the world. He plays guitar, and they entered this competition.
And they won it, right?
And they won the whole thing. And Western New York pushed them to win this whole thing. It's entirely possible for it to happen. And that's how I first heard about it. Dirty Smile entered the competition last year. It didn't work out the way that they wanted it to, but second swing at it, there we are.
That's right. This year it did. It came together. Well, I mean, there's what a year of being together will do for you, right?
Yeah.
And then the competition, at least the preliminary round. So you submitted a video or just the music or whatever.
Right. We submitted the song
track.
Siren.
Yeah.
Okay, and that got picked among X number of bands that actually played at the Hard Rock Live and how many rounds did that go?
Well, there was 82 bands to start that submitted songs, and our song, I say this with a lot of joy, our song was #1 from the first 10 seconds all the way to the end.
What?
Yeah, that was awesome. So we had the #1 song the whole time. We placed first in the voting, and then they narrowed it down to 14 bands by votes, and they were able to pick 2 wild cards. So 16 bands total, and then that turned into during the month of March, it was battles every Thursday with 4 bands each Thursday.
Well, now I saw, Megan, I saw one of the videotapes on YouTube of you guys performing. You've got a pretty vocal fan base, don't you? It seemed like they were right out there making it happen. How much does that help you guys when you're up on stage performing?
It's 100% based on the response that we're getting. The energy of the crowd is very important, and it's my favorite part of performing is interacting with the crowd. I mean, they were so loud, Gus couldn't tune his guitar at one point.
Wow.
My ears were ringing, but it was like the most incredible, beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Powerful.
It's very rewarding.
That's got to be exciting, definitely. All right, so now I guess the global competition is on at this point, right? Is this all about online voting at this juncture? And well, by the time people start seeing this, it's on. Where do they go to be able to vote and show their support?
They need to go to Facebook. Well, it's all through Facebook. You can find the link to vote on our website, on Hard Rock's Facebook or website. Our Facebook, I mean, we're going to be plastering that link everywhere. We're also going to have some iPhones. You can get an app to scan things, and we will have flyers all around the city with a little scannable
QR
code.
The QR reader,
Right.
QR code.
Okay.
But you do need a Facebook to vote. So
Right.
if you don't have a Facebook,
If you're not on Facebook, get on Facebook. I'll invite you. Now, here at Airport Plaza Jewelers, the showroom, we've already got 8,000 Facebook fans. So if you're out there and you haven't joined up with us, definitely do that. And we're gonna put all this on our Facebook page as well. So ours, or Dirty Smiles, or Hard Rock Niagara Falls, get the votes going. And boy, we really hope that you guys can be the representing Western New York as repeats, along with More Than Me in 2000. They opened up for Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
And hey, if this all comes together, Rome, Italy is not a bad place to be.
We're not sure who we're going to open for yet, but it would be some legendary band. I mean, it wasn't just Paul McCartney either. It was Paul McCartney, Stevie Wonder, and Pearl Jam. I mean, that's like...
Well, and that's where you got to give a shout out to Hard Rock Cafe, because I mean, they really, I mean, you know, it's a big global organization, but you know what? I've seen them get down and do some great things for charities, and how many forums are there these days? I mean, you see the ones on TV, but where you can get bands to really have a shot at doing something huge.
Yeah, and they're lifting up original music, which is you don't see a lot of that anymore. You know, the support of original music is incredible from Hard Rock.
Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again. We're going to put all those things down there: Facebook or DirtySmileBand.com. Vote. You've got until when is voting end?
Starts on April 28th, Monday at 10 a.m. and it'll go till May 7th, 4 p.m.
All right, you got until May 7th, but get in, vote once, vote often, tell your friends, do all that sort of thing. And Dirty Smile, thank you for coming to the Showroom Presents.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best.
All right.
All right.
Hi, we are Dirty Smile, and we are very proud to be representing Western New York in the Hard Rock Rising competition. The momentum building up around us has been absolutely incredible, and we really owe that to our fans for helping us reach this point. But we'd really like to thank Hard Rock for lifting up original music. It's very exciting.
Is this the good side of my face? What about this one?